Good morning, Tehmina Khan is here in TKMaths S1. In today's video, I will explain to you the concept of transformation of graph, which is a new addition in the syllabus of A-Level Mathematics P1, code 9709. And it has been added in the topic of functions. So before I begin, I would like to announce here that I have launched my website, which is TKMaths.com. And this site, TKMaths1.blogspot.com, has my free videos, but here I'm offering online tutorial classes. So I'm not only offering for the full syllabus, but for the topics also. So if you have difficulty in any particular topic, then you can take classes on that topic only at a very minimum fee. So you can visit that site and you can check the details over there, tkmaths.com. And you can also give your suggestion to improve this website. It is still under development. All the tabs are not fully developed. I'm still working on them. So I need your constructive feedback to bring improvement or to add something into it. Thank you. So let's begin. The change in the addition in the A-Level Maths P1 syllabus, which is transformation of graph. According to the CIE syllabus, you need to know the following things. Number one is, if the function is given to you, the graph is given to you, sketch is given to you. If it is saying y is equals to fx, and then it is saying y is equals to fx plus a. Now a is any number. Then what does it mean? If it says f of x plus a, you see here it is adding here, and here the number is adding with the function, not with the value of x. So what does this mean? So you need to understand, and you need to understand how the graph will be transformed. And then instead of addition, if it is multiplying the whole f of x by a number, or x is multiplied by a number. So you need to understand the meaning of these four types of transformation here. So we will see it with the help of examples, which will make more sense, because when the letters are there, it doesn't make much sense. Thank you. So let's start. So I'm starting with the first one, which is translation basically. So we will see out of those four forms, what is translation. We know from 11 maths that translation is sliding left and right. Otherwise, I'll explain here, no problem. So you can transform the graph of a function. So whatever the graph is given to you, you can move it horizontally or vertically. Right? Horizontally mean like this, and vertically mean like this. So this transformation is called translation. So now which equations or which forms have this meaning? So if question says f of x plus a, so now the number, whatever a is written within the bracket or adding with x, it means you are moving it horizontally. So if it is written a, you will move it minus a. What do I mean? If it is written x plus 2, so the original graph you will move 2 units to the left. If it is written here plus 3, then original graph of f of x you will move 3 units to the right. Now if it is written like this, f of x plus a. Now plus a mean it will move vertically up by a unit. If I have here minus 3, it will go 3 units down. If I have here plus 3, the original graph will go 3 units up. So in short, you can understand plus a here mean f of x plus a go up, minus a go down. And when it is f of x plus a, then a unit go left if it is plus, and if it is minus, go right. So it is opposite in this case, right? So you can note down this point. So let's see the example here. So suppose this graph is given to you, f of x, and you are asked to transform this graph or sketch a graph of f of x plus 3. So this means translation along the x-axis, right? We have just learned. And because it is plus 3, it will go 3 units to the left. So only this point, which is touching here, is at 0, will be touched at minus 3 now, because it is moved 3 units to the left. I just told you horizontally you will use opposite sign. Plus means move left, Minus mean move right. Okay, so now if question says f of x plus 3, so the original graph, which was this one, it will just go 3 unit up because I'm writing here plus 3. If I will write minus 3, then the graph will go here 3 unit down. So the only point you will highlight is this. So this is how you will translate the graph. Let's see the next case. Now we will see reflecting the graph. So you can transform the graph of a function by reflecting it in one of the axes. So reflection in the x-axis or reflection in the y-axis. Let's see what will happen in that case. So if a function f of x is given to you, right? And the next function which is asked to transform is minus f of x, right? F of x is given and now it is saying minus f of x. It means whatever the sketch is given to you, reflect it in the x-axis. That's all. I'll show you in a while. And if it is saying f of minus x, then you will reflect it in the y-axis. So please note down these two very important points. Minus of a function is reflection in the x-axis, and f of minus x is the reflection in the y-axis. Okay, so now this is the function, for example, given to you. Okay, I have just drawn roughly any sketch. And if I'm writing minus f of x, so I'm simply reflecting it in the x-axis. So this graph will reflect here. I have shown you here. And if it is saying f of minus x, then this line will go there and this line will come here. So it will be reflected like this. So I hope you will remember these 3 points. Minus f of x, reflection in the x-axis. F of minus x is the reflection in the y-axis. Let's see the third type. Now we are seeing what is stretching. So you can transform the graph of a function by stretching or compressing the graph horizontally or vertically. Now what does it mean? Let's see, because wording seems very confusing. So if a function is multiplied by a, then what will happen to the graph? I will help you understand it. I have taken example also and rough sketch also. So when function is multiplied by a, like it is said, is a stretch with factor a in the y direction. Do not get confused with the word factor. Actually, stretch itself is a big topic which was a part of A-level maths 2 years back, but now it has been included in the further math. So we will use a very little application of it. We will not go into the detail of it. So by factor you can understand right now the number which is given to you here, right? So stretch with the factor a in the y direction. So basically whatever this graph is given to you, it will stretch like this. You see, it's stretched like this when you are multiplying by a. So basically the y coordinates change in this case, but the x coordinates remain same. So whenever we are stretching the graph, there are particular points we work on to show the sketch. So we will just multiply the y coordinates of those points by this number and we will get a new point. We will see the example. Okay. Now in this case, if it is written f of ax rather than f of x, right? Now in this case, what will happen? Now this compression or expression will happen like this. In the earlier case, it was translating, moving the whole graph. Now the whole graph will not move, but the graph will either expand or compress. Depends on the value here. So now what you will do in this case, whatever the points are given to you, the x coordinate of the point, you will divide by a, right? So it is saying is a stretch with factor 1 over a in the x direction. If these wordings are confusing, it simply means the point which are given to you, the x coordinate of those points you will divide by a. We will see the example. Let's see. Now the important thing to focus here are these points which I have taken here roughly, okay, on this sketch. So now this is my function f of x and it is intercepting x-axis at -2 and 2 and y coordinate as -4. So when I say 3 of f of x, what did I tell you? You only multiply the y coordinates by 3, right? This is what I have just told you. And the graph will elongate like this or like this. It depends. Now, you see the point here is what? 2, 0. So my y coordinate is 0. 0 multiplied by 3 is 0. So that's why this point is still here. If I see here, the point is minus 2, 0. So y coordinate is again 0. If I multiply 0 by 3, I will get 0. So that's why this point is still here. What is the point here? The point here is 0, minus 4. Right? 0, minus 4. So my y coordinate is minus 4. If I multiply minus 4 by 3, it will be minus 12. So this point has gone down. It looks that it is same, but actually if you focus on the point, because I did not want to use too much space, the graph is actually has this shape now, right? It has been elongated along y direction like this, because this point will stretch down. So the graph will have this shape. So this is the meaning when it is multiplying by 3. Now let's see if it is ax here. So for example, in this case, y is equals to f of 2x. What did I tell you will do in this case? You remember? I told you that x coordinate of the points will be divided by this number. So if you see in this graph which I have shown you, this point is 2, 0. So my x coordinate here is 2. So this 2 will be divided by 2. Answer will be 1. So that's why I will marking it on 1 now. So this point has gone here. It has gone to 1, 0. Now the point here is minus 2, 0. Minus 2 divided by 2 will be minus 1. That's why I have taken here minus 1. Right? What are the points here? 0, minus 4. So my x coordinate is 0. When I divide 0 by 2, it will remain 0. So that's why the point is still here. So that's why the shape of the graph will be compressed in this case, right? So in language, because you see language, understanding of the language is very important. If it is written there, you should be able to understand what it is saying. So a of fx means multiply all the y values by a while the x values stay the same. And f of ax means divide all the values, x values by a while the y values stay the same. So let's see more example to get better understanding. Okay, so this sketch is given to you and you can see the 4 points minus 2, 0, 0, 2, 2, 1 and 4, 1. Now what is question saying? This graph has been sketched for the domain minus 2 to 4. So question is saying the graph of y is equals to f of x for minus 2 to 4 is shown above. So you have this here, right? Okay, let's see what is the question. Sketch the graph of y is equals to 2 of f of x on the axis. So this graph which is given here, I just have to sketch, not actually plotting. Plotting, you understand? You take on the point, you make table and then you plot it. For sketching, you only work on the key points. So what do you remember? What did I tell you about 2 of f of x? Because now I'm multiplying. Do you remember what we did? We multiplied all the y coordinates of the point by this number. So in this case, it is 2. So let's see before I show you the solution. So I'll multiply this by 2. 2 zeros are 0. So this point will remain here because x coordinates will remain same. Y coordinates will change. If I multiply this by 2, 2 2s are 4. So this point will go up here. 0, 4. Here the y coordinate is 1. If I multiply it by 2, 2 1s are 2. So it will become 2, 2. It will come here. And here this y coordinate is 1 of this point. Multiply by 2, 4, 2. So this point will come here. So basically the graph will have shape something like this. Let's see. Can you see what we have done? So it was 2 of f of x, 2 of f of x. X coordinates will remain same, but y coordinates will be multiplied by 2, right? Let's see the other part of the question. So the question is saying describe the transformation which transform the graph of f of x to the graph of f of x minus 1. Now question is saying describe. It is not asking you to sketch. So you have to describe in words. So if you remember, what did I tell you about it? I told you when it is x, f of x minus a, like this number is my a right now, so it will translate horizontally. If it is minus, it will translate right. So I can say the graph will transform 1 unit right parallel to the x-axis, right? Because minus 1 means it will go 1 unit right. Okay, now example 2. Example 2 is saying, only one part I am doing. The diagram shows the graph of f of x. I'll show you here in a minute. On the same diagram, draw the graph of this. Wow. So what comes in your mind? If you see, there are three things. It is f of minus x, then multiply by 2, then minus 4. So let's have a discussion here and then we will see. Okay. So this is the graph given to me. And this is expressed by f of x. I have to transform this into a new graph which is g of x, and this is how we define g of x. This is my f of x right now. So what will you do first? Tell me. So if you see, if I do, and the rest of the part I will leave you for investigation, right? You will try if you do out of these three forms, any one first, will there be an effect on the graph or not? So what I am doing this first, f of minus x. What does it mean? You remember? Reflection in the y-axis. So this graph will be reflected like this, okay? I'll show you the answer in a minute. It will be reflected in the y-axis here. Then multiply by 2. What does it mean? All the y coordinates I will multiply by 2. How many points do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll multiply all the y coordinates of the point by 2. I will get new points, I'll mark them. And then minus 4 mean I will move the graph 4 units down, right? So I'll move the graph 4 unit down. So let's see stepwise here. I'm showing you both the graph. So this graph I'm reflecting in the y-axis because of this f of minus x. So it will become this form. Because the final graph, final sketch will be in solid line. The rest you will either do dotted one or cross them out. It means they are not your answer. So first I have reflected in the y-axis. Then multiply by 2 mean I'm multiplying all the y coordinates by 2. For example, the coordinate here is 0, 1. So 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. If you see here, this point is minus 2, 1. So y coordinate is 1. I'm multiplying by 2. If you see here, this is minus 3, 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So I'm just multiplying all the y coordinates of this point by 2 and marking new thing. Now minus 4 mean graph will go 4 unit down. So if it is on 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the points will come 4 units down. So I hope this makes sense to you. You can try it out yourself and you change the order of your actions out of these three and see what will be the impact of the graph. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have learned something, if it was useful, you can share with your friends. You can press like and subscribe button. You can give your comments also if you like to or feel to. So take care. In next video, I will come with other topic I'm thinking which are in demand. People are asking for differentiation and integration. So let's see. Thank you. Take care.